You know that number sitting in your checking account right now? It probably feels like a massive anchor of safety, right? You've worked hard for it, you protect it, and you likely view it as your ultimate financial shield. But what if that number is actually a slow, quiet mistake? Today, we're diving straight into this explainer to shatter a huge financial illusion most of us have just accepted since childhood. We're going to uncover a generational wealth secret that completely flips our understanding of what it means to be financially secure. And as you'll see, it explains exactly why savvy Japanese savers never, ever check their bank balances in a panic. Picture a highly responsible saver. Honestly, there's a really good chance this is you. You don't waste money, you do everything right, and over the years, you've built up a comfortable cushion in your savings account. Let's just say it's 20 grand. Every single time you log in and check that number, you get that quiet glow of absolute security. That number right there is your proof of discipline. It's your safety net against a totally chaotic world. But there is a massive blind spot in this way of thinking.
Here's the quiet mistake happening right behind the scenes. While that $20,000 is standing perfectly still on your screen, it's actually walking slowly backwards as the world just moves right on past it. You did the really hard part. You saved the money. But then you made the one critical error that completely undoes so much of your hard work. You let the money fall asleep. So you see the 20 brand glowing proudly on your app, but nobody sent you a letter telling you that its true buying power has shrunk to maybe $15,000 or $16,000 over a decade. This actually brings us to a really hard-won lesson passed down to a young man named Daiki from his great-grandfather. Having lived through some seriously painful economic history, his great-grandfather watched ordinary, hardworking people see their life savings just quietly wither away. A sum of money that was meant to carry a family for years could suddenly barely carry them for a few months. He realized that a pile of idle money isn't a fortress at all. This led to a golden family rule. Money that sleeps in a bank doesn't rest, it slowly starves. So how exactly does this starvation happen? Well, it basically comes down to two silent thieves. The first is inflation. Think of it as the extremely patient thief. No alarm ever sounds because, obviously, the number in your account stays exactly the same. But the world quietly raises its prices around you. The $10,000 you saved buys noticeably less bread, less fuel, literally less of everything real after just 5 years. Over 10 years, this patient thief can erase a fifth to a whole quarter of your buying power. Your money didn't leave your account. Its power just quietly leaked out the bottom while you weren't even looking. And that brings us to the second, much bolder thief, the bank itself. You know, when you deposit your money, it doesn't just sit in a cute little vault with your name on it. The bank immediately takes your sleeping money and puts it to work, lending it out at far higher rates than the absolute pennies they might be paying you in interest. Think about it. You're essentially letting the bank borrow your money for free so they can rent it out at a massive profit. By letting your money fall asleep, you lock yourself completely out of the magnificent force of compounding, basically handing the bank decades of growth that rightfully should have been yours. Now, you might think the logical reaction to all this is to just pull your money out of the bank entirely. In Japan, there's actually a deep, old instinct to do exactly that. It's known as tansu savings. Tansu refers to the staggering tens of trillions of yen in cash that Japanese households keep sitting quietly in wardrobes, drawers, and closets. And you know what? The instinct makes total sense. Cash in hand feels incredibly safe from a bank failure, safe from a computer glitch, safe from a frozen account. It's real, and it's sitting right there in your bedroom. But actually, Daiki's grandfather realized something incredibly profound about this instinct. When you compare the wardrobe full of cash to the bank account full of cash, they're making the exact same fatal mistake. Sure, the wardrobe protects you from bank failures, but it does absolutely nothing to protect you from that first patient thief. Inflation walks straight through the locked drawer and takes its slice all the same. Whether it's tucked away in a wardrobe or sitting idle in a checking account, money that has been put to sleep is completely exposed and slowly starving. To actually solve this, the grandfather used a simple, totally panic-free blueprint. If keeping too much in the bank is a mistake, and keeping it in a drawer is the exact same mistake, what do? Well, you follow 3 specific steps to determine the only money that actually belongs in a bank. First, 1 month of living expenses for your ordinary flow of life. Rent, food, bills. Second, a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. This is the money that turns a sudden disaster into just a regular Tuesday. And third, cash for specific near-term upcoming expenses. That's the whole shebang. This money is not there to grow. Its only job is to let you sleep at night. This blueprint is absolutely exactly why these savvy Japanese savers never check their bank balances in a panic. Even with just his safe money, Daiki's grandfather was incredibly careful.
He understood that a bank is just a business and, well, respectable businesses can fail. Government guarantees only protect you up to a certain limit per bank. Above that line, you aren't a protected saver anymore. You're just an unsecured creditor hoping things work out. By spreading his safe money across multiple institutions, he engineered his peace of mind. No single frozen account, no single bad economic day could ever reach all of his money at once. He didn't guess at a safety. He built it.
It's totally natural to find comfort in a big number sitting safely in one account. It feels like a thick, impenetrable wall against the world. But we have to gently recognize that this is, for the most part, an illusion. The real choice you're making isn't between safe money and risky money. It's actually deciding if you want to faithfully feed a pile that is quietly starving to death right in front of you, where you can watch it, or if you're willing to wake your money up and send it on the path of growth, out there where you have to trust it for a while to patiently feed you over the years.
Let's look at how this compounds over a lifetime. Just picture two identical savers over 40 years. They earn the exact same wage, they save the exact same amount, and they're equally disciplined. The only difference is this single shift in mindset. The first saver leaves everything in the bank, feeling super proud as the patient thief nibbles away for decades, ending up with a tired, shrunken pile of cash. The second saver keeps only their strict safety line in the bank and puts every other dollar to work. 40 years later, they don't just have more money, they have a genuine fortune and an unrecognizably different life.
So here is your actionable takeaway from this explainer for the week. Look honestly at your accounts and find your true line of safety. Add up 1 month of living, your emergency cushion, and anything coming up soon. Draw a clear mathematical line. Whatever sits above that line, I want you to see it clearly for what it really is: sleeping money. You don't have to move it today, but you absolutely need to name it and recognize that it has a much better purpose waiting for it than just slowly shrinking in the dark.
Leaving your money perfectly safe is often the absolute most dangerous thing you can do to it. So, I'm going to leave you with this. How much of your money is asleep in a bank right now that you absolutely do not need for at least 5 years? Be honest with yourself, find your number, and get ready to wake up your wealth.